Yes, sir. We back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Blunt Talk Nola. Y'all could catch us also on the Anchor, Apple, Google, Spotify, Breaker Cast, and Radio Public, man. We be in the building, man. Y'all catch us every Friday at 8. And this your first time, welcome, people. And if you've been here before, man, roll up, man. You know what I'm saying? What we doing tonight, man? We got a great show for y'all. Sorry about the tardiness, but you know we gonna bring it to y'all. You know we ain't gonna leave y'all out here like that. Come on, you know what? It's blood talk. We come to smoke. What's happening with y'all, people? What's happening to my brothers out there?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
You know what I'm saying? This is, as y'all can see, Solid Child 17.
P360 in the building.
Top tracks in the building.
Man, and we got a good one for y'all, man. It's kind of off the Richter, but that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We roll up, we smoke that shit, and we release that shit. But when we talk about this shit, we like to pass it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this is called Blunt Talk. You know what I'm saying? It's about you freely speaking your mind on these news clips. You know what I'm saying? Us freely speaking our mind as melanated men in this society of fucked up shit. Our point of views. You know what I'm saying? Like what do these guys what do melanated men think about these situations? So with that being said, we welcome everybody in here. You know what I'm saying? Chop track, P dot, we about to bring it to y'all. Yeah, hit him with the first one, bro. I ain't gonna play with him, bro. NBA owner Robert Sarver is on some bullshit, y'all. Robert, they done got him another one. Y'all ever seen Vampire in Brooklyn with the pastor? We got us another one. We got us another one. He out here wild and they done hit him for 10 million, y'all. And he's suspended from having any dealings with the team. Now, the reason why, y'all, because he feel like it's cool to just be talking about who can say the nigger word. And as y'all can see, he's a pale-skinned brother, which leads to I don't know, what do you call it? Racism or racist. That comes into play. Not only that, he also got sexual conduct on his plate, yeah. So I wanna send the question before I get into the article and let Chop play and before Chop play the video, I wanna ask my two brothers, what is up with this racist male chauvinist ownership in the NBA? And is this the reason why it looked the way it looked to this day?
I think that
What's happening, Ricky Rich? Big Smoke.
I'm gonna put a cigarette in there. But
I wish they did had a blunt on that motherfucker. It'll fit right in.
man, I'm saying it's like they know that we making more money now to the point where we got control over more things than we used to or whatever. So the owners don't like that they have to pay these dudes all this money. Then they gonna leave their team at the end of the year and go build a super team with another team, even though that's the culture that the NBA breed right now. If that makes sense. There you go, P. Dot.
Okay,
P
well,
Dot, what you got for me?
uh, I've always looked at it in the standpoint because it's been said a couple of times. That's both in the MLB, NBA, NFL. It's almost as if you are still on the slave trading block, if that makes sense. or I'm gonna pay you so much, but I'm still gonna treat you like how I want to treat you. And if you don't perform the way I want you to perform, I'm gonna bench you. And then once I have no more use for you, I'm gonna trade you off to the next person. Kind of like using you for slave trade. You see what I'm saying? The only difference is you getting paid a little bit better, even though they still making hundreds of millions of dollars. Them little couple of millions that they throwing you out ain't nothing but a drop in the bucket compared to all the other shit that they making on the back end of the deal. So essentially, you were paid slave.
Phoenix Suns and
That's a
Mercury owner Robert
good point. Go
Sarver
ahead.
was suspended for 1 year and fined $10 million following an investigation into the organization. Among the findings was that Sarver used the N-word at least 5 times when recounting the statement of others. The report found that Sarver and others in the organization treated female employees unfairly, made sexual-related comments, and bullied others. The investigation did note that since the allegations came to light, Sarver has made efforts to promote diversity and inclusion, and that most of the Suns employees involved in the investigation are no longer with either team.
So he's sexist and racist, and
Mm.
they didn't do nothing, like significant about it. Now I see what LeBron was talking about.
Hit him with the 10 million. Just pause it right quick. I'm about to read a little bit of the article. But 10 million off the web, you know what I'm saying? Which is what? Like they say, like Hakeem said, for God's sake. No, Simi. For God's sake, do not take my pocket change.
My pocket change.
That's what he That's what he told. That's what he told the people when he went to the chairman's desk. Child. He told the motherfuckers, man, don't take my pocket change. Come on, man.
Pocket change, bro.
I need these for the business. What you doing? Me and my wife like to dip and shit. Come on now. No, slap him on his wrist and see when you know you have these behaviors in there. That's what I want to say. Like, why y'all don't just nip that shit in the bud when y'all catch these motherfuckers doing that shit? Like, you could make it seem like y'all targeted, but we've been targeted for so long. It's like when we see y'all targeted, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess there is some kind of equality. You know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't gonna say a sigh of relief, but it's more like okay, yeah, get that motherfucker. You fuck, that's what y'all did us. It's that type of feeling, And for y'all to see just the 10 million, it was crazy at the time because this was only I think like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that this actually started really popping off through ESPN. ESPN blew the lid off the shit, y'all.
Yes, sir.
ESPN, the one who initiated that he was doing these type of things on some kind of little segment they bought up. Nah. ESPN did some TMZ type shit. So after they did the TMZ type shit, they went into the investigation on this man. When it did the whole shebang. Now I'm gonna read a little bit of this
You use a map
from the
in your car.
Why
not use a map with your
That's
cart?
the thing, plan. I'm about to read a little.
Home Depot app makes it too easy, showing you
Hey, boy, them motherfuckers, they gotta get their commercial in, huh?
Yeah, they serious.
Right? Say Home Depot, you aren't like paying us for the bullshit now. Chill out now.
Come on, man, bro.
My dog ain't pressing nothing. Stop the bullshit.
We up here
Look,
skip way past
look,
people.
Look, Robert Sarver, owner of the NBA Phoenix Suns, and he fucked with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury, has been suspended for 1 year, fined $10 million, and the result of an investigation. I just told y'all now, ESPN was the one brought all this shit up. See, they announced the punishment tools. This saying investigators found that during his time with the Suns and the Mercury, Sarver used the N-word at least 5 times. He only used it 5. He is a slim racist. What y'all think? He not that much of a racist if he only used it 5. What y'all think? Y'all could comment on.
Wait.
Oh no. Yeah, they say just 5 times. Yeah, just 5. He said 5 times.
Come on, bro.
I ain't never known one man to use it 1 time, only used it 5 times. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that.
Well, that's like our old supervisor saying that shit. Boy, get out of here.
He only used it 5 times, huh?
He wouldn't have been able to use it 1 time.
Thank you. Because like I said, if I know you used it one time, I can't believe that you only used it 5 times.
One time. Come on, man. Especially 5 times. Like, get the hell out of here, man.
Like how you just
You been saying that
how you
shit.
just
That's your first
pinpoint
time.
5 though.
Because
You
you
don't know
know,
how many times
now
the
look,
nigga used it.
if that
Stop
was
it.
his first 5 times, his stupid ass wouldn't even said it right the first time. You see what I'm saying?
Thank
Because they
right.
can't say the shit right in the beginning any motherfucking way. So he ain't learned how to just say that shit right. He had to work on saying that shit in the mirror.
Nah, 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 nah. Nah, I'm
I
not saying it
believe
hard enough.
somebody taught him how to say it.
Shout out DD504. Only 5 times. Like only 5. See, when
Yeah,
they
he wouldn't
pinpoint
have
them
never.
numbers, that's how you know they on that bullshit. He was the 5 times.
Like Rick said, that's
So you was
about
around
versus.
all 5 times. Like who you heard from them 5 times.
And what
So
5 people you called the nigga? What the niggas is? Who the niggas is? Who the nigga
right,
squad is?
what conversation was there in that shit, right?
Nigga,
Let's
please.
see. Look. While he said I'm gonna scroll down just a little bit. The NBA commissioned an investigation after ESPN published a story, y'all, in November. So they've been published a story. They published a story in November of last year. See, ESPN put this blowout on them. So what happened with ESPN and they gas had to do with Rob Sarver and his misogynistic ass, his misogynistic racist ass. Because y'all remember the dude from the Clippers, what his name was, and he was telling his bitch don't bring Magic Johnson to the games and shit. What was this man name was?
I
I
forgot his
forgot that. If
name.
y'all know who I'm talking about, he was the
Put that
owner of the
shit in the
Clippers
chat,
in the
man.
chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, if y'all remember this nigga, he was the old owner of the Clippers, and they fired his ass for that racist ass shit. Cause your girl had him on video on some audio shit. She recorded him. And he was talking all that cash money shit about, I paid him to play ball and shit. You can't be with him and all this type of shit. I don't know if y'all remember that shit, but yeah, they wound up firing him for these same type of shits.
Got him teed the fuck up out there, made him sell a tea.
And they say Sarver's been there for 17 years, they saying. He been the owner. So detailing allegations of racism and misogyny during Sarver. So they did a whole documentary type shit on how fucked up he been them 17 years. Y'all ESPN a fool, huh? ESPN. So how did ESPN know all this shit too? That's another good question.
Right. I just was about to ask that shit. Who telling them all
Talk
this
to me
shit?
then,
They
Pete.
got some
Talk to me.
inside sources like a big dog for that, bro. Think about it. Like, it's not just old people in the locker room talking and they know they heard this man say this. No, somebody up in the box with him is telling them people this shit. Like, yo, this nigga saying some racist shit. Y'all better come check him out. Because you look at it, okay, wait. Did they say misogynistic too? He had some misogynistic things going on, like male chauvinist
Yeah,
shit.
that's the charges. Yeah, They say ESPN
So,
published a story in November 2021 detailing allegations of racism and misogyny during Solver's 17 years as owner.
mhm. So
Yeah,
really and truly, what they're
y'all want to
saying
hear his
is,
statement? Y'all want
like
to hear what
they
he
say,
said?
for
Donald Stanky,
17
Rich. I'm
years.
sorry, Pete.
God damn.
Apology from talking over you, though. But yeah, it was Donald Sterling, y'all. Y'all don't remember Donald Sterling, old raggedy decrepit ass was sitting on the sideline? Donald Sterling.
I do remember, yeah. I was
It
saying,
was a big old thing because the girl he was talking about how the girl brought Magic Johnson to the game and shit, saying he ain't supposed to be, she ain't supposed to be chilling with him and she can't be friends with him and all this crazy ass shit. It came out around the same time with the Weinstein shit and all that. Yeah, man. Y'all want to hear his statement or what? Because you could
who
play the
Donald Sterling statement?
no your Solver.
Man, I don't care.
Y'all
What,
want to hear what
you
he
know
said?
what? You know what? You know what? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear. I'm about to mute up. I'm gonna mute up because I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, here we go, y'all. All right. While I disagree with some of the particulars of the NBA's report, I would like to apologize for my words and actions that I offended our employees. Sarver said in a statement through the Suns, I take full responsibility for what I have done. I am sorry for causing this pain, and these errors in judgment are not consistent with my personal philosophy of my values. I accept the consequences of the NBA's decision. This moment is an opportunity for me to demonstrate a capacity to learn and grow as we continue to build a working culture where every employee feels comfortable and valued.
Bullshit.
God damn,
Nah,
Sober.
Man, somebody
See,
wrote that shit, man.
see,
you
You
say
tripping,
you
man.
say
see,
this, but
That shit ain't
and
come
you
from the heart,
agreed,
man.
and you
That
agreed
nigga,
you was doing this fuck shit too. Did y'all hear that part? He
he
agreed that he
said
was
he
doing
right.
it.
admitted he had to. That was part of the whole thing. So
Hey,
nonsense,
this nigga.
you could just
Oh,
admit,
You only apologizing because of the money. If they slapped your ass for 10 million,
boy,
but you
nigga
oh,
lucky
I'm
they
about
about
ain't
to, I'm
say
about to put,
nigga
oh, I'm
about to
you
about to
be
let.
put on
beating up
with
on the
while he
Suns.
doing it,
Watch,
P. Go
watch.
ahead.
I was about to say he lucky they didn't slap him with 10 mil for every year he had been doing that
Suns
shit.
ain't winning the game. I hope Chris Paul and them get from out of there, bro.
He was one of the ones who actually spoke up too with LeBron James. Not funny that you bringing him up though, because he was saying basically NBA and them ain't do what they were supposed to do. They let $10 million shit in that suspension for a year away from the teams is just like a slap on the wrist for him. You know, like I was saying with the semi shit. They just took his little pocket change and told him go sit down in a corner for a minute.
Right.
You out here tripping, but you've been tripping for 17 years. It's been an ongoing thing. Damn near almost a year now. November right around the corner. ESPN did that shit last year. See, all that shit built up. Go ahead, Chop. You could go to the next one. Give you some time to go to the next one because I want y'all to hear what our fellow people have to say about it. Uh, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, Ricky Rich, DD504. We about to see what old Molly and Stephen A. Because I know people got different points of views on old Stephen A. So we're gonna check some of that out too. Now remember, y'all, this shit's still ongoing because they did an update. They did an update today. So go ahead, y'all. I'm gonna read that after he play this.
Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver is accused of overseeing an organization that many employees have described as toxic and sometimes hostile. A report from ESPN's Back to Holmes reveals Holmes interviewed more than 70 former and current Suns employees who have been part of the team throughout Sarver's 17-year tenure. Now, according to the report, Sarver has used racially insensitive and lewd language repeatedly in the office and displayed conduct employees recount as inappropriate and misogynistic. Multiple current and former employees also told ESPN about conduct by other members of the Suns leadership team they felt contributed to the work environment. While none said Sarver was involved in those incidents, many felt that Sarver's own conduct contributed to that culture that affected how some other managers within the organization treated their employees. In the ESPN report, Sarver denied or disputed most of the allegations throughout his legal team. The Suns also strongly denied the report in a lengthy statement released Thursday. Also on Thursday, the NBA has asked a law firm to commence a comprehensive investigation. Brian Windhorst joining us now, NBA insider. Windy, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I'm going to start with you, though, Stephen A. Do you think Sarver has to go?
Well, that depends on the NBA's investigation. I would tell you that based off of what I read, it's hard to get rid of him because the accusations are incredibly damning.
Mm-hmm.
Listen good, y'all.
But he's denied most of them. And because he's denied most of them, people who try to compare it to Donald Sterling are missing the point that you had Donald Sterling on audio. You heard what he said. And then on top of it all, he did an interview with CNN thereafter with Anderson Cooper, if I remember correctly, that was just as incriminating. And so when you have people that are standing up and saying, as black folks, he's got to go. From LeBron James to Melo and D. Wade to Chris Paul, who's president of the Players Association, while playing for Donald Sterling, well, you know that had to happen. In this case, here's where it gets a bit tricky. There is clearly where there's smoke, there's fire, there's clearly some inappropriate stuff, some of the things that he has said, some of the sexual innuendos he threw out, showing pictures of his wife in a bikini.
I'm sorry.
No, do your thing, player. Do your thing.
This
My time,
man.
just
My
know my
bad,
time
DB.
stopped.
My bad, DB. No, keep going. Fuck that. This is
no, you good. No, you good. We
time.
go.
Keep going, man. Because we still talking about this son.
But if you got a question, that if you just stop my time, and then when you play the thing, just keep going.
Yeah, you good, man. Son, this
Okay.
man is fucking son. He about to flip the script, like he about to take this white boy aside. Watch.
Well, Steven said it's gonna be hard to do it. How? When I told y'all about the Donald Sterling, how that's gonna be hard, man? Do y'all know who the?
He admitted to everything and paid $10 million. Who just give up 10 million? I'm not son. All right, I'm gonna go back to the argument, because I just had to say that because I feel him.
I can't diss Ninja away riding these white boys.
The women that were made to feel incredibly uncomfortable, along with some of the use of the N-word.
That our hairline having ass.
Says, no, I'm saying, Watson says, hey.
Earl Watson.
Yep. That's right. Earl Watson said, listen, this is what he said. You can't say that. You can't say that stuff. And clearly, you know what? He has, he has some bitterness towards Robert Sarver, but that don't make him false. The problem is it's a lot of he said, she said. And so as a result, it does warrant an internal investigation. There is no question about that. But speaking to the league office last night with them telling me that, hey, we're going to investigate this. We're not going to jump to conclusions. Remember, this is an owner. And people keep forgetting that with Donald Sterling, and Adam Silver banned him for life. But forcing him to sell the team, you needed the owners to sign off on that. That's just not a unilateral decision that can be handed down by Adam Silver in the league. So for people who are screaming about that with Sarver, that's pretty hard to do. And let's not forget, me as a black man sitting up here, at this particular moment, he's got a black coach. He's got a black GM. 6 of his 10 coaches, it's pathetic that he's had that many coaches in his tenure. That says a lot about him. But 6 to 10 of them have been black. And so when you talk about diversity and what have you, I don't know the numbers because I have not looked them up within his organization, but he clearly has not been averse to hiring minorities. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you take all of these things into consideration. I think the 2 damning things against him is the misogyny. Yeah. There's no question about that.
This man whole fucking
Why would you say that, Stephen A. Smith, when you know fucking well a racist will let you work for him? Yeah, nigga, get out there and tend to the field, nigga.
Surrender ownership of the team. He might have to incur a stiff fine like Mark Cuban had to because of what was happening with the Dallas Mavericks, but that was happening within the Dallas Mavericks organization. In this case, it's Sarver himself who has been accused of these actions.
But a little bit of that too, because they said
okay, can we get a pause right quick?
The culture and how other managers manage based on him from the top down.
Yeah, but with Mark Cuban, they just say, look, he oversaw me in his organization. With Sarver, they say, no, it's...
All right, I got this to say. If the man came out with a letter apologizing for everything that he admitted to saying, what is there really to investigate? That's point number 1, right? Is there not such a thing as a hiring quota? Because if you're going to bring up the fact that he's had 10 coaches in his tenure, right? Isn't there such thing as a quota you have to meet in order not to have your organization labeled as an organization that is racist because you don't have any black people or people of color working within your organization in high position. You see what I'm saying? So all of what you're saying is excuses
Oh
to
yeah, that's a
me,
fact.
because it sounds more like excuses that you're throwing up in the air to make yourself look good while saying some negative things. You're going to keep adding in, uh, you're going to keep adding in good, positive things.
He had man whole style chump for that, son. That's just facts, though. I just
Yeah,
had to his whole style chump for that, like the dude just said.
Stephen A, that's for you, Nick. With your half head ass, like Didi said, with your half head ass, you don't get the
Like,
fuck,
come
boy.
on, man, you tripping, bro? Now, man, bro, like
Go
your
ahead,
whole
child, bro. Go ahead, bro. And that's my segment after I say what I gotta say, bro. You can say what you go ahead, bro.
son.
Speak on what this nigga talking about. You ain't even gotta finish. Yeah, you could go and move on the round shit, but just give me your last little comments on
Oh,
Stephen A. motherfucking ass. Cause that's I'm telling so I'm telling you, you ain't even gotta play the rest, bro. I'm telling you, bro, cause it's all him anyway.
what
This
is
will
he
make a good
talking
The parts
screenshot.
I
about?
wanted y'all to
Look,
hear.
I'm glad you
I
got it
basically
paused
got
right
my
where you
point
got it
across.
paused at. She
This
rolling her eyes,
her nose, she
he
can't even
flashing off,
breathe, bro.
She
Ain't
and the
ain't
nobody
white
shit
boy
do
neither.
just
that
sitting
thing, bro.
still.
Her
Yeah, it's
nose
all
all stuck in shit. She can't even breathe. She like, oh, look at this nigga, bro. He about to go to this dumb shit. He gotta go. He gotta fucking
mouth
take the
wide
white
open. Look at
people's
him.
side, bro. Look at this man. He look like he
Not
fighting.
only that, it's like look at your point of view though. From what basis is your point of view?
He should be
Nah,
It's
saying
different,
that.
bro. You
He should
said the
be
man.
saying
Okay,
that.
look. He said
Him
all
right
the.
here.
Now you knew that the coaches and shit was black and all that. But like I said earlier, though, what races don't black people don't work for? Like a racist will let you work for them. What are you talking about? You don't put in the factor that yeah he had black coaches. He had many black coaches and shit. Nigga, that's field shit. That's field shit. What you mean? Yeah, they gonna do
Man,
that type of shit. But how many white black executives they got? How many black people that he got right with him in the chair, or right up under him as these executives or some shit, superintendents
exactly.
and
That's what
shit.
I was talking about.
You're right, going off a P point. So come on, man, stop the bullshit and just peep the shit out because the shit got to develop anyway. This has been a year thing in TSPN, like I said, and then the people start investigating on the shit. Now, did y'all know that the fucking lady over the NBA shit? Did y'all know she a black woman?
Yeah, I heard
She the,
about
the
that.
fucking
yeah,
this shit just popped off. Chuck,
yeah,
NBA NBPA executive director.
yes,
It's a
sir.
black woman with a big see when women wear wigs that don't go with their head, I call them fitty caps.
Hmm. A muffin cap. I call them muffin cap back blues.
So
That's what I call
she
them.
got a she got a she got a Cincinnati Bengals on right now. She got a Cincinnati Bengals fitted cap on. I wish I could turn,
Muffin cap blues. That's
but
what
I couldn't turn this one in. Top, it was late. It was it
you
just
good,
it
son. You
just came
good,
in the
son.
day.
I
But she's
just
a
pulled
black
it.
woman, y'all. She a black
Yeah.
woman. So Solver, guess what? Your bullshit now. She wants you banned, sir. She said, fuck that slap on the wrist shit. She wants you banned. So don't come out and try to apologize, try to make shit right now after 17 years.
Yeah, you got
See,
to
when it's
do it.
time for y'all to go lay the fuck down, guess what? Go lay the fuck down, dog. Because
Yeah.
y'all ain't set no standards when it was us.
You put your own foot in your mouth, bro. You ain't
See,
had to
bro,
do that.
yeah. You remember? I don't know if you remember. What that boy first? I forgot that boy first name, but it was a basketball player. Played for the Rockets for a minute. Watson. He was coaching for them for a minute. Watson said he called him on some shit. That was on the ESPN thing, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all give me y'all last statements on that, and you can pass it on, bro.
Man, I just think Stephen A. Smith need to square up with a nigga, bro. Fuck that, bro. He been sending out people the wrong way a long time, bro. Him, Jesse Jackson, uh, it's some other people, bro. But you know, like y'all gotta catch this feed, bro.
Quite honestly, I want to hear what the young man in the blue blazer gotta say.
He's
I ain't
supposed
gonna
to
lie,
be. He's
cause
supposed
he's
to be
sitting there
saying what
poised and
Stephen A. Smith
calm,
saying.
huh?
He's
I
saying
think that's a part
what
of the
Stephen
trick
A.
too.
Smith's
Like
supposed to be
he's
saying.
supposed to. Now you supposed to like white people too. I don't like none of their ass. The whole panel ain't shit. It's the whole thing is a setup. That's the whole point. This nigga,
None of them played
this
sports.
nigga, this nigga here playing his part. It's like it's fucking with your mind. It's mind fucking you. He's supposed to look like he looking. That's why that's why he doing what he doing. He could be doing what Stephen A. Smith done, like totally disagreeing with him and shit.
He didn't did that before. But at the end of the day, like you say,
All depends on how you see it, too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, them niggas, man, fuck them. They ain't played sports, so you shouldn't be able to commentate. That's how I feel.
God damn, Chuck. Somebody agree with me on some of that, bruh.
You ain't played, nigga.
Like, bruh.
Even
Like
if you
even the
played,
announcer, like I like even the announcers, like somebody who used to know your stats and all that. Yeah, I could see him doing that.
yeah.
Like a real person who did for the games and all that type of shit. You
Stephen A.
got that in
Smith
your
look like
background.
he'll
Yeah,
be
you
a
can't.
good
No, don't just
referee.
come out of college as a nerd and thinking you could just sit here and just be a fucking robot and just read off the fucking paper. No, you
Off
got
the
to be.
off the teleprompter.
Yeah, man, you got to talk that shit, man. You got to put your own little spin to that shit, man. Real good commentating that's real good commentating is something that's rare, dog, nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That's man, them niggas, they be straight teleprompters.
I remember
Robot
these
one.
dudes used to have me glued to the screen, son. The killer part was a lot of what they were saying was true, but then I started seeing that, who get what. You see what I'm saying? Like, who get the story first? Who they let break what? When breaking news come, they don't say, "Oh, Stephen A. Smith breaking news." Who they bring in? Fucking Colin Winehurst or that other dude, whatever his fucking name
Whitlock.
is. The white boy, he looked like a fucking lawyer. He looked like a
Max.
Max Kettleman.
You talking about
No,
Max,
not Max.
big
No,
ass,
not Max. Him too.
cut lip ass.
They let them break stories before they let, we don't break no stories about nobody. So it's this dude. I can't think of his name right there because I ain't, for the world, I've been trying to get away
I
from
say the crazy part, ESPN been
yeah.
sitting on that shit for a whole year. That's the crazy part. I say, oh,
What
okay,
the shit
ESPN with the
the
shit.
shit that's going on with your boy?
Yeah, they say this shit been going on since last shit, 2021.
Man, this man supposed to be
ESPN broke
dead by now.
ESPN broke the news, and then they did the investigation. That's why I said that's the weird part. How the fuck? How the fuck ESPN knowing what's going on inside the organization, and y'all have a security or this type of executive people supposed to be watching this type of shit not know first?
Son,
How ESPN know y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's like your neighbor knowing what's going on in your house before you know.
so look,
And you be like, wait, what the fuck?
If you think they David Donald Sterling them, what you think the world reaction gonna be to that?
Wait, say it again. If they do him like Donald Sterling,
Fucking right. What if they come with the band? He lose the
they
team.
gonna try to help up for him and try to make it seem like it's some other shit, and they going too far. In a way, I'm gonna say it like this: child, the white opinion is mattering again for some reason.
You do what they say in New Orleans.
They say that boy do like Paul Bearer, goof fast, look like he about to walk Undertaker down the.
They say fuck him, let his mama love him, and fuck him. He got a moan. Let her show him love, cause he calling us niggas. You hear me? 5 times a day.
Old Solver, it's got a solver for you, Robert. Old Solver, we got a solver for you, Robert.
I got a solver for you.
Don't be sorry now, nigga.
Go talk to your mom.
Don't be sorry now.
Don't come trying to tell no fucking body. So stupid.
I don't want to hear that shit. She don't want to hear that shit.
Exactly.
Like I told you, she a black woman. She don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, man, he got to go.
She look like she graduated from an HBCU. She don't want to hear that shit.
So a Phoenix fan is supposed to still come to a game as a Phoenix fan.
a melanated Phoenix fan, and not only that, the Mercury, that's a whole women's basketball. They could shut that whole thing down. They could boycott with the team and all that to get him out.
Ooh.
The whole Mercury, you see what I'm saying, Chuck?
I'm
The
petty,
misogyny
bro.
shit on the
I'm
table
sorry.
too.
I'm petty, but I got
You see what I'm saying, Pete? That misogyny shit on the table too. So
You know what I'm
that's
saying,
your whole
Pete.
squad, and that's
Pete,
all
tell me
black
if you don't
women
feel
damn
me,
near on
Pete.
this team.
If it was with the alphabet people, they'd have got him out there.
I think that's a part of that, Chop. I think that's a part of that. That's who got on his neck.
There, though. They'd have got him out of there. He got to go. That's
I'm telling you, that's what the executives said. Nah, they want him go, though. They said, nah, fuck that.
All right. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got tough skin. The nigga thing, we can look past. But the shit you doing to the women at work, like what you doing there for?
Not only that, you showing pictures of your wife in the bikini.
Like, what is you?
Like,
what are
you? Are you saying? Are you telling everybody you into that swinger shit?
Is the clip showing, bro, or am I slow?
You see what I'm saying? Cause what man you know, honestly, just goes around showing their wife in the bikini.
Not me.
Cause it sound like he got some other type of shit going on, bro. And I notice a lot of these old heads with a lot of that money, bro, and they've been sitting in a position of power for a long time. Them motherfuckers just look like they find shit to do just because they did damn near everything else. So let's find something new to fuck around.
I'm glad you said that, Peter. This is a story we didn't bring up today, but it's something that we seen. You know what I'm saying? The team, it's a teen girl. She got to pay back the money to her accusers. You see what I'm saying? Because of that same shit you talking about right now. Whoever this man is might be one of them dudes that be paying the other person, the middleman, to get the girl to come to the room. And it's young girls that run away from home or whatever, be young. We know this. We done seen the Epstein shit, all this type of shit going on. The missing kids, all that shit, bro. Like, that's what I start thinking about when I be thinking about people with money, because you could literally buy that shit. You could buy that. It's a price tag.
Make it go away. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, bro. Make it all go away.
When I think about it, it's like Pete just said or whatever, but you gotta really think about it. Like, they really can. All right, yeah, I want that one. I want this one. And this is the type of shit you doing there at work. Come on, man. Nah,
what can I do to make this all go away?
What can I do to make this all go away? He sound like
NBA said,
that's they
give me
opening
$10
line
million
when they
off
get
top.
fucked up in some
Let me
shit,
see what I
huh?
can do for you.
You know, ain't that one of their opening line? When they get in
Hey,
trouble,
bro,
what can I do to make this all go away?
10 billion.
Look, give me 10, but you can't be around the team now for a year. Here around, just give me the 10, and you can't be around the team. Yeah, on some.
Like that's really gonna do something. You know what I'm saying?
Owners are saying that they not losing their team for calling a nigga in a nigga face, and I've been calling a nigga behind his back all this time. That's what they say.
Exactly.
That's
stupid.
what they saying.
What the hell is wrong with them, bro?
What you talking about? I've been calling the negra.
But they only caught 5 of them. But I've been doing this shit.
Got a limit a day.
Yeah. If you heard me say it once, you can't say I said it 5.
In 5 days, I said nigger 25 times.
Get his contrast out of here.
5 times a day. Get that motherfucking nigga down there.
Man, shit. How many
Make it go away right in your face. Exactly.
How many niggers I got left in my thing today? You got 3 left, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here, man. Go ahead, P. I'm sorry.
So,
nah, we good. Nah, we good. We good. Go ahead,
so,
P.
Up next in the lineup, y'all, we got a woman whose rape DNA led to her arrest, and she sues San Francisco. So here we go. A rape victim whose DNA from her sexual assault case was used by San Francisco police to arrest her in an unrelated property crime. Why don't they just say theft? On Monday, filed a lawsuit against the city. During a search of the San Francisco Police
Because they
Department
white.
crime lab database, a woman's DNA was tied to a burglary in 2021. Her DNA had been collected and stored in the system as part of a 2016 domestic violence and sexual assault case. Then District Attorney Chesa Boudin said in February in a shocking revelation that raised privacy concerns. This is government overreach at the highest order, using the most unique and personal thing we have, our genetic code, without our knowledge to try and connect us to a crime. The woman's attorney, Adante Pointer, said in a statement. All right, I'm gonna take a break right there because this is something that's because if this go the way I think it's gonna go, wouldn't that prohibit motherfuckers from using your DNA at all, any circumstance?
Well, I don't think so. Wouldn't it
I
put
mean,
like stipulations on certain things though?
yeah, because later on in the article they talk about it, but I'm like this here. If she committed a crime and her DNA was at the scene of the crime, regardless whether you had the DNA from a rape kit or what have you, it's still okay. So you pull DNA from that crime scene, right? But the DNA matched something in the database. The database turned around and said, "Oh, it's this lady." But
Yeah, that's like your
being that
fingerprint.
she was a rape victim, right? They're trying to say that they shouldn't use the DNA that they found at the fucking crime scene because it was DNA that was left by her on a rape case that she was the victim of. Now, this the thing. In 2021, she committed a crime that left DNA, right? But you're
Right.
saying that you don't want the police to use that DNA
Hmm.
because it was linked to it linked to her
So,
when you couldn't find the person that sexually assaulted her, but you have her DNA, so you're gonna use her DNA to connect her to this crime. Not saying that she's
So let
guilty.
me let me get this straight. Right. So they basically trying to charge her with the same DNA that they used from a rape that she was involved in. So do they think that she staged the rape as well?
No, no. What they're saying is a crime happened, right?
Right.
Now
Yeah.
they already
I got
had her
the
DNA. Yeah, they already had her DNA in the system from
from the rape.
2016 rape, right?
Hmm.
They found DNA at a crime in 2021,
Right.
and the DNA matched hers.
Oh, okay. So it's just that one. Oh, all right. I was about to say,
So
well,
now
damn.
they're
What the,
trying to prosecute her for the crime of the
God
2021
damn.
crime, but being that her DNA was already in the database, if her DNA wasn't in the database from the rape case, they would have never known who she was.
Right.
So
But it
the
so happened to
lawyer
match.
is right. So now the district attorney at that time was like, wait, hold up. This is something that's kind of strange right here. This is weird. And then her attorney is saying that this is government overreach. Well, quite honestly, brothers have been going to jail for years because of DNA being left at a scene, right? Whether it be sweat, spit, blood, urine, feces, what have you. Brothers been going to jail for years behind that shit. So if you're gonna do that for her, which they threw out the burglary, the crime from 2021, they dismissed those charges against her, right? Why would you then dismiss those charges, even though the DNA proved that she was there and committed crime? So if that's
Yeah,
the
that's
case,
that's kind of heavy.
right?
Yeah,
So if
I
that's
want
the
his, I want
case,
his.
huh?
Sorry, but agree.
I was saying, so if that's the case, what about all these brothers who were in jail, prison right now? Some probably sitting on death fucking row behind DNA that they left there probably months, days, weeks, hours, however, that don't directly link them to the crime that took place, but it just places them at that scene. What about them? How many of them gonna fight to get this shit dismissed now? You see what I'm saying? You already done convicted them and found them guilty, but at the same token, if they was proclaimed innocent from the beginning, that means you
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
go
with you.
back
I
and
see. Yeah,
that means you gotta go back and look at that case for what the brother was telling you. If he said he didn't do it, yeah, my DNA was there. That don't mean I committed the crime. Cause you giving her the leeway to do that shit now. You see what I'm saying?
but like you're saying, with the rest of the article, that's why I say I'd love to hear the rest of what actually happened because it's saying that she's suing San Francisco too. So what's up with that?
All right. So, oh, Chop, you had anything you want to say right quick before we move further?
I think that it sounds like you saying that they took her rape DNA and because they ran their DNA in a database and it pinged on another case, they used it to arrest her for something else she did, but not the rape. So I see like the moral injustice of it, like I'm really being going to jail because I got raped and or being arrested because I got raped and they using it to send me to jail, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But like Paul just said, like they fucking use that's how they been sending us to jail for years. I'm not saying I'm not Stephen A. Smithing it, you hear me, at all. I'm just saying that uh like man, son, they've been doing that shit to us for a long time, son. Across the board, no matter what it is. If your DNA pop,
Mm-hmm.
that's just like your fingerprint. You see what I'm saying? Like if your fingerprint wind up or whatever, and you go to jail, and your fingerprint wind up on a crime scene, well, they gonna bring your ass in there.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, son.
And that's why I'm saying this is kind of fucked up because you haven't found the person that committed a crime against her in 2016. Yet 15 years later, you're trying to use her DNA from a crime that occurred, right? The DNA that you found at a crime scene in 2021, you're trying to use that to say that she committed that crime because it matched her DNA that you had in the database. Wait, you going too far, too far, too far. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So basically, they, you know, I it's kind of hard to imagine how the DNA that I submitted because something happened to me that I to the police to get help with catching the person that did this to me. Now, you've done stored it in this database. You haven't caught the person that committed the crime against me. Yet 15 years later, my DNA turns up at the scene of a crime, and you're saying that
So my question,
I committed that crime because my DNA was there, and that's the only DNA you found.
so what was the crime?
The crime was property theft.
It's a felony.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's a
Because
tough
they
one.
about to uh, let let me get down into the article so you could hear
All right, yeah, all
how
right,
this
yeah.
shit really took a big twist. It said the revelation prompted a national outcry from advocates in law enforcement, legal experts, and lawmakers. Advocates said the practice affect victims' willingness to come forward to law enforcement authorities. Federal law already prohibits the inclusion of victims' DNA in the National Combined DNA Index system. There is no corresponding law in California to prohibit local law enforcement databases from retaining victims' profiles and searching them years later for an entirely different purpose. California lawmakers last month approved a bill that will prohibit using the DNA profiles collected by police from sexual assault survivors and other victims for any purpose other than aiding in identifying the perpetrator. Law enforcement agencies will also be prohibited from retaining and then searching searching victim DNA. Scroll up, please. Scrolling victim DNA to incriminate them in unrelated crimes under the legislation, which is pending before Governor Gavin Newsom. Buden said the support was found among hundreds of pages of evidence against the woman. Look at this shit now. Hundreds of pages of evidence against a woman who had been recently charged with a felony property crime. After learning the source of the DNA evidence, Buden dropped the felony property crime charges against the woman. The police department's crime lab stopped the practice shortly after receiving complaint from the district attorney's office and formally charging its operating procedure to prevent the misuse of DNA collected from sexual assault victims, Police Chief Bill Scott said. Scott said at a police commission meeting in March that he had discovered 17 victims' profiles, 11 of them from rape kits, that were matched as potential suspects to a crime victims' database during unrelated investigation. Scott said he believed the only person arrested was the woman who filed the lawsuit Monday. The woman filed the lawsuit under the alias of Jane Doe to protect her privacy. Pointer said, "Oh, you went too far. All right, right there. The Associated Press generally does not name people who say they have been sexually assaulted unless they choose to be named. California allows local law enforcement crime labs to operate their own forensic databases that are separate from federal and state databases. The law also lets municipal labs perform forensic analysis including DNA profiling, and use those databases without regulation by the
why
state
they
or others,
why they digging through rape kits?
bro. Because
What
the
the fuck?
reason they don't want remember is
What happened on the scene? Go ahead, go ahead. My bad, brother. Go ahead.
I just came across something earlier today too, kind of tied into this. Remember, the federal government supersedes the state. The state supersedes the local. If they're saying that they're giving California law enforcement authorities the permission, the federal state level have already said they're prohibiting. If local is the only, that's like our man down here, she feel like she got all the power in the fucking world. They're saying that the local law enforcement agencies as well as other agencies can use the database for whatever they choose to use it for. So basically, if NOPD find my DNA at the scene of another crime, even though I wasn't there, they could say I was there. That's basically how they'd word that shit. Because if you saying these victims who are sexual assault survivors, as well as others, because they included others, not just sexual assault, they're saying that the police can use the DNA that they find if there's a crime committed and their DNA there, and their DNA is found in the database already, that DNA could be used against them to whatever crime was committed.
That's why I say
Even
I just
though,
wonder why they doing what they doing in this case. Why was this case of that instance of hers matching by them digging through what 13 out of the 11 and all that type of shit for to even match? Like, why did they need? What is it? What was it? A murder or something that happened or what?
Who that raped her
Or did they
pregnant?
mention
they saying it was a
I'm thinking,
property crime. Like she must have
I'm
it was
stole
a
some
thinking,
property
shit
crime?
and and left
Oh,
some
didn't they
okay.
blood
say
at the
something about
scene.
100 something,
Ah,
100 something
because
else?
I'm
Shit,
trying to figure out why they scavenging through rape kits to
Well, it's
try
not
to
that they were
find out.
scavenging through the rape kits. Remember,
Yeah, I mean
because
is.
they
once you put
were.
your
Look
D,
at it right
He
there.
admitted it.
They have discovered 17 crime victim profiles, 11 of them from rape kits. So
right, but what they saying is once your DNA goes into the
Into the
database,
database. I
even if
got you.
right, so
Yeah.
even
It,
if you're a sexual assault survivor, your DNA goes into a database. That
right. With
database,
fingerprints. Right.
yeah,
Right.
all that shit go into a database. So even though you may have been a survivor of sexual assault, domestic violence, whatever, somebody spit on you, that's assault in another fashion,
And
boy. You know,
look at the number of them. That's what we saying basically. Look at the
right? The
number
number,
of. All right.
but they,
So you went
but
through the
what they said,
files and found her
yeah,
through that.
uh-huh. But now this
Okay,
the
because
thing
it's
though,
all in the database. That's what we saying.
right? And it's in the database. Now they're saying 11 out of the 17 that they found was sexual assault. But she was the only one arrested. That's what stood out. That's the big thing that stood out. Why was she the only one arrested when 11 out of the 17 also committed crime, also were victims of sexual and or other types of
What you call that shit?
those got
Yahtzee.
arrested too though.
Yeah, they
You see what I'm
just
saying? They
Yahtzee.
got
That's
them
her. She
too.
matched. That's
That's
why.
why I
That's
say,
why they
you
got
see,
her ass.
that goes just to what I was saying. They
Mhm.
use whatever they got to use to get you to go in that
That's
motherfucking place.
man. Big smoke. Big smoke.
It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It really go with my segment. It's so fucking fire. But I'm gonna let Paul finish his shit because what I'm about to show y'all gonna fuck y'all head up because it really go with this shit right here. Like, look at the tactic that they using to fucking put people in jail. Shut up, Siri.
here's
Bitch,
another
I ask you now.
here's another twist.
I ask you now.
Did y'all hear me when I read the part where they said he filed suit? That's when they decided they was gonna drop the charges.
They just dropped. They dropped
When
the
she
rape
said I'm
charges.
suing the city of San Francisco, them bitches dropped them charges quick.
Yeah, because there's no judge. That's what I was going. That was my next point. No judge, female or male, is going to end their career by making that woman serve time behind a motherfucking crime they did that they caught with a fucking rape kit, son. Any lawyer,
I kind of see what you're saying too with that. Yeah, I see.
any
I kind of.
good lawyer
Yeah,
is
I like
going
that
to
point of
eat
view.
their ass
It is a
up,
good way of
son.
looking at it. You got yeah.
Any good lawyer or somebody that or a lawyer, you don't have to pay him a lot
You
of
could
money.
go
He just
both
gotta
ways, but they got a
have
pin though. If that's her DNA though, chap though, they got a pin. But with that emotional shit, I see what you're saying though. Like they could
that shit
push.
not gonna stick.
Yeah,
It's not gonna stick though. They really did that shit for nothing. This is not gonna go in court. No judge is gonna prosecute them women behind a rape and something you use for a rape kit. It's like it's inhumane.
Mm-hmm.
It's inhumane for them to even be practicing this, but
Well, also it's a violation of the HIPAA law.
That's true too, because that's personal records. That's
That's
just like a
personal
job.
records. That's right.
You
You using my personal information
like when
without
you
my
go take
consent.
when you go take a what you call it, when you go take a drug test for anybody.
That's
If
like
you fail that drug test, the people gonna come to you before they go to your job. You got to tell them because that's you letting them know about your personal health.
right.
That's
That's
HIPAA
you
law.
personally
Yeah.
letting them know.
And you
Yeah.
don't, I mean, you really ain't
Now,
gotta tell
if
them,
they go
but
back and tell somebody, oh, I don't go fucking with him because he got hepatitis and all that shit, you could sue. Especially if somebody come up, yeah, bro, I heard you got hepatitis. The only person who know that is the person you told it to.
exactly.
What they say you got, P?
Huh?
What they
Hepatitis.
say you got? What
Hepatitis,
what
face
they
it.
what they what they say you got there? What a nigga might
Hepatitis.
say.
No, you ain't say it. Don't try to change it,
He
nigga.
said it like
That
that.
nigga said
You got hepatitis.
hepatitis. No,
You
you ain't
got
say it like that.
hepatitis. Old seven is pimp came out his ass just now.
Hepatitis. Girl, don't bring me that
Niggas-
damn hepatitis.
Shit. But yeah,
Oh
bro.
man.
Cause believe it or not, one of the jobs I was working on, you better know them fucking HIPAA laws, cause it's a 16-hour base CBL, computer based learning. And they go over all of the laws, both federal, state, and local, when you dealing with, working where I was working at with physically and mentally challenged people or whatever. You have to know the HIPAA laws because you cannot discuss them people' personal life with nobody except their doctor. So if
That's
you
facts.
don't, if you
I'm
not
telling
on
you
your
that's
shit,
facts.
that shit will catch you.
I remember one time being in the somebody echoing. I remember one time being in the urgent care, and the lady was in there, and she was trying to get them at the urgent care to tell them to stop. You know what I mean? To send her information or whatever. Call them and tell her something that was in her record. And them people say, man, I can't call your job and tell them nothing. If you want them to know that, you could call them and tell them that, but they can't personally tell them nothing that's in your medical records. The background UP died.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Them but that right there, personal invasion. Well, basically, they invaded her privacy, if that makes sense.
Now imagine if you're the judge sitting up there with the gavel and you got to hear that shit in your courtroom. Well, how did y'all get the evidence?
Right. How did you tie this woman to the scene of the crime? Oh, well,
Oh, she got raped and
we
we used the rape kit.
so look, if I'm the judge, did you solve the rape case? No. Then why are you bringing this to me? Why are you bringing this before my bench right now? Because you violating this lady right now. You know, a judge definitely
Not
break
hearing
that
it.
shit down.
Not hearing it.
A good judge wouldn't even, especially once he read that shit. Nah, man, no, we not even about to bring this before my court.
We
Cause
shall
quite
see, cause she
honestly,
is suing too. I mean, we still ain't
right,
get to
and
the sue part.
what judge gonna rule against her now? You see what I'm saying? What judge about to rule against her? Cause
Nobody.
y'all violated this lady. You arrested her and everything. You humiliated her, and you used her personal information. You used her personal. What's the word I'm looking for? You
A
use
personal
something
a
that
personal DNA, huh? Is
Yeah.
that
well,
shit for the
no, that
streets,
wasn't what
or is that
I
supposed
wasn't
to
about to
be?
say that. I was
Is
about
that
to
public,
say
or is that some shit that you know what I'm saying they supposed
that's
to keep
supposed to
under
be
wraps?
private. Yeah, that's supposed to be private. And like they say, unless you choose to be identified, you know, that's the
So look,
only
let me
way they
ask you
could
this
use your.
question because I got good questions tonight. I'm sorry, I've been able to think about a lot, and I've been exercising, so my brain get a lot of oxygen. So look, do you think they take men's
Damn.
sperm and use it for after they rape somebody and use it to try to solve other rape cases?
Wait, say that again?
You think
Say
when
that
they
one
rape,
more
like
time.
when they catch a raper, do they keep see if they let them out, or they wind up out or whatever after they done did something? Do they keep their DNA on file like they keeping these women rape kits? And
Yes, yes.
do they use it to catch them raping other women and stuff
Yep.
though? Okay.
Because the rape kit that they take from the woman, when they go into the database, the DNA that they find that was used in that rape is cross matched against other rapists to see if they are linkable. If
So it's
if
like a database. It's like a rape database.
yeah, they have a database for the raper and they have a database for the rapee.
Okay.
The person that got raped, they should go in a database as the victim.
So
The
they know the
suspect,
person. He just ain't in jail.
uh,
So they know who the dude is. He just not in jail.
no, they don't know. Well, they know they have his DNA,
Sometimes
but they
that
don't
goes
know
with
who he
investigation.
is.
Yeah, that goes with
You see what I'm saying?
investigation.
Because
All right.
he never, if he never got caught
They might
All right.
have
and had
him
the,
on some shit where some DNA was on the scene where
yeah,
where they probably thinking that he did the shit, right? So they'll probably get to keep the
the
victim's
only,
DNA on file for that nigga, basically, like saying that that's probably a part of his shit. And
yeah. Now
they kind of
this the
pick,
way that,
like that, kind of like pick of the litter type shit. That's
so
where
if
it's fucked up too, because that's how a lot of, like you were saying earlier, a lot of people got locked up for shit that they didn't do because
right,
of the forensic shit that they have out now. But go ahead, B.
and the thing about that is the only reason they even take DNA from a suspect is if the suspect was accused of something that could potentially be like a rape case or domestic assault where you spit on somebody or whatever like that, and they want you prosecuted because you spit on them and this and this. So that's the only reason they could really, now they take, if they pick me up on marijuana charges, you can't take DNA from me on motherfucking marijuana charges. You see what I'm saying?
But they could take your
Or
fingerprint.
they could take your fingerprints, but that don't mean
Exactly.
not. Now here's the thing about that: if you take fingerprints
Database.
from me, if you take fingerprints from me, and you trying to link my fingerprints to a rape case, you literally, because just say a motherfucker having a party or a chick get raped at the party. You catch me on an unrelated crime that don't have nothing to do with the party, but my fingerprints was at the party. You can't link me physically to her just by my fingerprints. Yeah, we was at the same party, but that don't make me be the raper of her. And I don't have to submit DNA for that. Now, this crime that you have me on, that's for that crime. That's the only thing you could really fingerprint me for. That's that. But trying to link me to a rape, no, I don't have to submit DNA for that.
In this instance, is not that she's the person who was like the person who was violating. She was actually a victim in hers. So that's why it's weird, like Chad was saying earlier, for them to be pulling from that type of stuff to find out somebody did something. Like
Mm-hmm.
why you looking through victim DNA, right? Like you said, to
Well,
find a
it don't
goddamn.
show up like that though.
But that's what
That's
we saying though. Like
It don't show
like
up
we
like
all
that.
saying the same thing, and that's what we.
Yeah.
And that's why she's able to sue San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they like she like, damn, why y'all even pulling from that? That shit ain't had nothing to do with me being a serial nothing. That ain't
Right.
had nothing to do with me being a murderer, a killer, or none, or even a thief. She didn't have. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It
Exactly. And
was
that's
she
why I
was
was saying
raped.
what I was
So
saying.
it's weird.
You
Yeah,
using that to try to tie her to this crime that got committed, but that's not saying that she actually did it. You see what I'm
correct.
saying?
Definitely
So
with the
the
judge thing. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Just fully
all of
putting
that
it
just
out.
like make it extremely hard for them to, and that's probably why Chop said what he said earlier, like what judge gonna lose their career behind a case like that, because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
you
That's
cannot prove I committed this crime just because my DNA was
it's
at the
gonna be a
scene.
problem. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a problem in that
That's a
motherfucker.
big old problem right
If she got a
there.
good lawyer, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a problem.
She can have a mediocre
Everybody
lawyer
get
and
your
they'll be
scroll
able to
on.
argue that. Like, yo, come on now. You pulled DNA from the scene of a crime, and you're telling me that that's the only DNA you was able to pull from the scene of the crime? Did you scour the entire, however big this place was, inch to inch, centimeter by centimeter, to pick up every little piece of DNA, or you went with what you sprayed that luminol shit on? Oh, look at this right here. Yeah, let's swab that. That's good. That's the evidence we need right there. We can go catch him now. And then it turned up to be a lady who got raped. What if she peed on herself and left that there by mistake? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Or was working out and sweating. You know, anything I mean, think about it. DNA is all your entire fabric of who you are. So it's kind of hard to literally sit up there and try to say to this woman, we're charging you with property theft because we found your DNA at the scene of the crime. Well, I didn't submit no DNA. Yeah, in your rape kit when you got raped in 2016. Yeah, what? You ain't found my rapist, but you trying to find me?
Then found
That's fucked
your ass.
up, bro. And that right there, that's why I really think that they should take a look at it. And somebody posted something earlier talking about the forensics, because we watch shows like CSI Miami and all that stuff. They literally, which what they were saying about that was that literally shaped the way our criminal justice system is now headed, because looking at how they go through all of this and that and the other and the third on that TV show, you think honestly that them people got that much motherfucking time and money on their hand to break down every single little piece of evidence to say with 100% certainty that this person is the person that committed the crime, when some of these people you can't even touch them because you got DNA, but they ain't never been arrested. And so, looking at the way they talking about on, or as far as the article that I was reading, is they basically saying like you need to go back to what was working before, even though it may have been a slow process. But
Now
how
the truth
many how
is
many
about what you're saying is that's how they caught a lot of serial killers, son.
that
Their
is true.
DNA was in the database and they wound up tracing it back through this, that, this certain detectives do certain shit. And yeah, shit.
But then again, here's the jacked up side to that. Can you manipulate the situation to work in your favor? Right? Oh, we got DNA in a database. We took a swab. It's from this person, but this person ain't never been in the system. We got this person who's a repeat offender of the same type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? That motherfucker might not even be nowhere near that place, but you're gonna try to link him to the scene of the crime. You see what I'm saying? Think about how many people move in and out of a house and how much DNA is left in that house, right? Your carpet, your wall, your sink, your kitchen. Everybody done cut themselves in for a little trail of blood, a drop or two here and there. Yeah, you think you got it all up from what you can see, but remember, DNA is a microscopic thing. So, yeah, man, that's a very slippery slope they playing with right now.
Sure. Because I know one thing. Ain't about to beat me on no case like that. Your ass, you getting off. It's emotional distress. And we gonna sue y'all bitches and get a few millions out y'all head. For both of us. Fuck that shit. What you
That's
got,
all I
Sarver?
just, that's all I'm looking at, bro. It's like they got so many different things going on with this one little case. I ain't gonna say so many different things, but it's a whole lot of different points of view that we could look at with these
Facts.
things that we talk about, because honestly, it's kind of hard to pinpoint the bullshit that is just filled with some of the things that law enforcement as well as our political officials are trying to do to screw us over.
Look, now I'm glad you said that, Peter. Now I'm about to take it from you right quick because I won't run on your point about the political officials and them taking over and shit like with certain shit. So, Silent, do you have anything to say on P-Dot's topic before I run down the
Nah, I'm
lane?
good, brother. You could keep it rolling. That was big smoke, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell
Run that
yeah.
shit.
But look, just all right. So I'm about to teach y'all something right quick. So in Louisiana, everybody that's on here right now is probably from Louisiana. Shout out to those three people that's in here. Y'all damn sure probably vote in Louisiana. So I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to teach y'all something right quick. Everything that's on the ballot, you can see before you go vote. So, all right here you see we voting for U.S. Senator. They got some good people right there. Some not so good people. I don't know what the fuck this is. Okay, modified the maximum amount of monies. See how they say money? They spell monies. Monies in certain states funds that may be invested in equities. Okay, that's a big one. Got to figure out what that's about. Expands property tax exemptions for homesteads. That's something good for veterans and stuff. Um, the main one, I'm just showing there's a few things that's on Louisiana ballot, but the main thing that we want to talk about today is this one right here. See how they worded? See what that should say? Provides relative to the prohibition of involuntary servitude and administration of criminal justice. That'll confuse the fuck out anybody, right? So, all right, let me show y'all what that means because them bitches is confused the fuck out right now. I get that. So let me show y'all what that means. So where's my mouse? Catch up.
Chop,
But
I
y'all
don't know
got
if you
it.
could zoom it in. You probably have to zoom it in a little bit, brother.
All right, hold on. Let me zoom it in right quick just so y'all can see exactly what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
just you can flash him back and just go back and
See what
tell
I'm
him what you were
saying?
saying again.
All
Yeah,
right, let's
say all that
see.
over again and show him what you were talking about.
Number
Yeah.
7, Act 26. I mean, Act 40, 246, 2022, HB 298 provides relative to the prohibition of involuntary servitude People that don't know what involuntary servitude means.
I know y'all know what servitude mean though.
That
It
means
involuntary
slave.
it probably fuck them up though.
That's
Uh,
what slavery
but the
means.
servitude, they should have an idea.
That's what slavery
Force.
means. Or whatever.
Force.
Damn.
You forced to do it.
And listen, what Paul was just talking about, we were just talking about the damn rape, they're using the rape kits and administration of criminal justice. So, we can vote on it, yes or no, right here or whatever. We got 64 parishes and that's a lot of precincts. But I want y'all to see the actual bill so you can see exactly what that shit means. Because they confuse you with all that shit. And, I know that shit hard to, I don't want to hear nothing from you. So you're picking me up too good. Oh, here we go right here. As y'all can see, this is the same thing we just was looking at. 2022 Act number 246, House
Just waiting to
Bill.
load.
It's still low. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It ain't moved yet. It ain't moved yet. I'm gonna wait because I'm looking at it right now. It didn't move.
P. Dot, mute your mic.
My bad, people. I'm sorry. It's catching up. Take it another minute.
Yeah, I was already muted, bro.
Damn, it still ain't come up yet. It's
I
coming
know
though,
I
people.
ain't I know I ain't invite a motorbike up here on the panel. That's why I was, telling you to mute your mic.
Shit, these backgrounds loud and everything is cool, but you vibing tonight. Getting on that whack ass 2K tonight too. Shit. All right, so y'all can see when I'm gonna zoom in because I know it's gonna take a minute to catch up. Let's see. I can zoom in all the way. There we go. Let me see what it look like. Look, I can see it on my own thing, but it's still moving slow, but it's coming. Come on, man. It ain't getting small, but I'm about to just start. I mean, it ain't getting big yet. It's taking too long to do that. Oh, there you go. There we go. All right. There we go. So that's everything we just was looking at. Act 246, House Bill number 296, 2022. There's all the representatives by last name in the state of Louisiana that's on the bill, that support the bill. Whoever Jordan is, Boyd, Wilford, Carter,
Right. Okay.
Cromwell, Duplessis, Fisher, Gaines, Green, Hughes, Jefferson, Jenkins, Landry, Laverne Dane, Lawrence, Nelson, Newell, Pierre Sheldons, Ann Willard, and Senators Barrow, Boudreaux, Bowie, Carter, Connick, Hewitt, Jackson, Lanoux, Price, Talbot, and Tarver. That's
Yeah,
all the
Leno.
people
Yeah.
that's
Talbot. Yeah.
that's for the bill or whatever. I'm gonna scroll up, try to give it some time to catch up so y'all can see or whatever. So this is just educating the people and everybody on when you looking something up and you voting, this how you find out what's really on the thing. You gotta look it up. Like, cause if you don't, then you just go based on the words that you see. Like they said, that shit hard. If you don't know what involuntary servitude means or those big words, you won't understand it. And you'll just be picking yes or no in a spot where it's something you really need to be paying attention to. Get that servitude pop up right there. Man, come on, man. This shit crazy. It's taking long. Because I got something for y'all, bro. It's going to fuck y'all up. All right, it didn't pulled up. All right, so it's a joint resolution to amend Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution of Louisiana relative to the prohibition of slavery and involuntary servitude. See, they ain't say nothing about no slavery on the motherfucking, what you call it. This the bill that they talking about.
Right. And not
You
to
see
cut
what
you
I'm
off, though,
saying?
Chop. The House bill was 298. I think this is the flip with the 246 as the number back at the top when you because it's coming in after you doing your thing, so it's kind of like a
Yeah.
a delayed thing. But
Both
the
of the
the
numbers
number,
on there.
yeah,
Before,
one was
yeah.
246 and one was 248. And when you say what you just said, I think that was the flip with the numbers. But go ahead, though.
All right, all right. So y'all see in plain day that shit don't say the same thing as say on that voting ballot. And that's what I mean by deceiving the public, like P Dot was saying earlier about the about the people and fucking them using that shit to lock people up and shit. So to provide relative to the administration of criminal justice, to provide for submission of the proposed amendment to the electors and to provide for related matters, be it enacted by legislation of Louisiana. Section 1, be it resolved by the legislation of Louisiana, 2/3 of the members elected to each house concurring that there shall be submitted to electors of the state of Louisiana for their approval of rejection in the manner provided by law. A proposal to amend Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution of Louisiana reads as follows. So this is what they wanted to say now. Now I want y'all to pay attention to something that's very important. Whatever. Because this is crazy that they really just do this shit. And I want y'all to see that they really do this shit on the fly. Like, it's not nothing that they really be having done up or whatever. So one thing I want y'all to see right now while y'all looking at it before it moves. The numbers start at 1 and they end at 9. You see it right there on the side? Then it goes to 0 when they end on the last line. And it's starting over because now that is the new legislation that they're trying to push. That's how you read that paper when you see it.
And legislation is not law too. But go ahead.
No, it's not.
This is why they able to
It's just a
do
bill,
and
but it's not even.
propose. Yeah, they
Yeah,
able to propose these type of things.
this
And if
start.
nobody's not paying attention, like Chuck telling y'all, man, like really start paying attention because they able to smooth this type of shit in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like peanut butter on toast bread, nigga.
Exactly. It start
You know what
with
I'm
this. This
saying?
what the laws
It,
start with.
it, it go good. Yeah, it go
Once
good
they
together.
get the
So
bill
shit crazy.
approved and amended, now they can start trying to go with the laws or whatever. So I want y'all to pay attention to line 7 and 8, but I'm gonna read from the top. I'm gonna read from 1 for what the new legislation is supposed to read. Right to individual dignity. Section E. I mean 3. A. No person shall be denied the equal protection of the laws. No law shall discriminate against a person because of race or religious ideas, beliefs, or affiliations. No law shall arbitrarily, whatever that word is. uh, I can't think right now. That I don't know what that word is, but that shit or unreasonably discriminate against a person because of birth, age, sex, culture, physical condition, or political ideas or affiliations. B. 1. Slavery and involuntary servitude are prohibited, except in the latter case of as punishment for crime. So basically what they're saying is they trying to not send people to jail no more. Basically, this all right. I know I just fuck y'all head up or whatever because this the same thing that P Dot just was talking about. We just was talking about they using rape kits to put you in jail, and they doing that because slavery and involuntary servitude are prohibited except in the case that you doing something. So if you do something, now they can lock you up and force you to do labor like you a slave, like people been saying that jailhouses, it ain't nothing but, a big ass plantation. Because that's exactly what it is. And this is the legislation that shows you that is exactly what it is or whatever. But let me go further. I think that's it.
Yeah, man. Even with the wages and the way they did it, me and you, I think we was building on that 13th Amendment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna pull him up too because
so
that's basically. Let me see. I'm about to pull him up right now because we pretty much done with him.
man, that was heavy though. It's right there in black and white, you black and white though, dog. No, for real,
Okay, and
it's
they
right there in black and white, y'all. So remember when these politicians come around, because this is coming to that time.
and I
It's
mean if
fall
you
time,
it's coming with it.
so
All right, you can see the coding thing where
y'all pay
if it
attention.
come up or whatever,
With
so
them
you can
saying like
see
this political time, everybody about to start running for whatever, and they
if
all
they
about
can
to get
see
their
once
rally their troops to see who gonna vote for who and what's
the
gonna
thing
be.
come up. They gonna see exactly the thing say word in the coding thing with the semicolon. They say word struck through type or deletions from existing law. So if you reading the law or any type of legislation at any time, if you ever see lines struck through, they striking that through because that was the law before, and that's what they changing about the original law. So it was okay for them to put us in slavery, well, up until November, because hopefully people come out and vote against this shit or whatever. So now people won't be going to jail as much because they can't be sending you to jail behind doing they can't you not if you do go to jail, you're not gonna be doing no labor. Ain't gonna be no hard labor like no work or none of that. That type of stuff might be taken out the jails. I think that's why they trying to stop the jails and do the same thing like they doing in Chicago with taking some of the crimes out and all that other extra shit. Like they doing all that as because it's not just happening down here. I want to show y'all that shit too because it's not just in our state. First, I'm gonna go to the 13th Amendment because that's what we were building on or whatever. I don't know how to respond to that. All right, Silver Bird.
P, you got anything to say about any of that? You know what I'm saying? Before I
Um,
cut in.
they've been talking a lot about that, especially with the situation up there in Virginia. As per how this what Chop is talking about right now is like these amendments and bills and stuff that they're trying to pass right now. They sliding them in, and the only reason, like Chop said earlier, before he even got down into this, is because of the way they word it. The wording is everything with this, and if you are not savvy with your words, you will vote yes for this shit, knowing damn well once they tell you what it's really about, you be like, damn, I voted yes for this. Yeah, you did because you didn't read between the lines, but you can't read between the lines
Big
because
Smoke.
it's
Big
in
Smoke.
cold fucking language. It's
That's what make me
everything.
so mad
Everything is
about
coded.
the. I'm sorry to cut you off, Pete, but That's what made me so mad about the people that tell you to go vote. You just telling people to go vote, but you're not
But you
telling
don't tell
them
them what they
how
voting
to
on.
do the shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? Are we voting for mayor? Nigga, that is not the most important thing on that ballot.
And
It is what
guess
it
what?
is. Like, that's just the
That's
facts
why
of it.
Chop, people like me, you and Si, when we get together, when it's time to go vote, we need to start with what they call a phone tree. You call one person, tell a person, hey, look, this is what they got on the ballot. This is what this mean. This is what this mean. This is what this mean. Each thing on that ballot, before you even go in there, you read the ballot. You make sure you understand what it is that you voting for. Because down here, they don't say money. They say millage. Well, we looked up what millage mean. They mean millions, right? Okay, I'm gonna vote no if you're trying to raise property taxes on senior. Because think about it, a good predominance of your homeowners in this city we live in are senior citizens. So why would I vote to increase property tax, knowing that we got a predominant home ownership of senior citizens and people with disabilities? I'm gonna vote yes for you to raise the property tax on them, and then they be forced out of their house because they can't afford to pay the taxes. I'm gonna vote no every time. And they, bro, believe you me, they bring that shit up every fucking year. So if you don't know what these specific words mean when you go to vote, you're voting blind, right? You're voting in the blind because you're only guessing at what you think that means when in the truth of the matter, you don't know what the hell they're talking about because you're
But I
not
think that's
paying
where we're
attention
going
to
with it.
how they
Yeah,
wording everything.
That's why
yeah,
I'm
I think
glad
that's
I
where we're
was
going
able
with it.
to teach people, to show people, bro. Because somebody showed me, bro. So, but
Cause
if
it's
you
crazy
don't know
though.
what you go ahead, son.
No, my bad. Good. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, no, it's crazy though, bro. But I was just about to say, basically, they already, if y'all already think about it, they already manipulated into doing this. I think that is the hardest part. Pete, you know what I'm saying? Just looking at it, like we know, even if you show them, they still have to believe you because they
Fact.
so hooked on the
Believing with
the,
the
the
with
glitz
the
and glamour and the smoke and mirrors of the people who already look like they supposed to be the ones you voting for. It's so much, once they put that money behind it, you start seeing whatever you seeing, and the people who you believe in start, doing business deals with these people. You think they okay, and it trickles down to, to the smallest person, the poorest person voting for the most vicious and gruesome people,
Now I
just by
want to say,
popularity. But go ahead, John.
I want to say this. Now, this amendment, the 13th Amendment, is very important for what we was talking about because at the end of the day, if you really look at it, it says the same fucking thing that the other law says. Now, if we read the amendment in its entirety, I want y'all to go down to the bottom where it says passed by Congress January 31, 1865, ratified December 6, 1865. A portion of Article I think that's 4 or 5 or whatever, Section 2 of the Constitution was superseded by the 13th Amendment. So the 13th Amendment states that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have duly convicted,
I'm with you,
shall
Claire. I'm with you.
shall
I hear you
exist
talk.
shall exist within the United States of any place subject to their jurisdiction. So, Section 2 says Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. What we just read, appropriate legislation. So it started, they've been doing this shit, like for the people that say,
Started from
well,
the bottom. Now we here. My
Well, how
bad.
the fuck y'all could even have this shit on the ballot? Like, how the fuck they could do this? It must be some type of hate crime or something. Rah! You know, people gonna be all that crazy shit. But this why, right here. This why.
Uh-oh.
This is why, right here.
Uh-oh.
This is the answer to that question. Before
All
you
right
even
now.
go to ask
All
somebody,
right now, melanated people. Y'all better what? Y'all better
this
pay
the,
attention now. You see how
this
they,
the answer,
it,
bro.
man, like butter on toast. They go from ten. Man, this shit serious, tough, bro. For real.
Nah, here's where the smoke and mirrors come into play at with that one. There was talk sometime back where they say that they supposed to uh even in the Constitution itself and say that the Constitution is supposed to be rewritten every so many years. Or I think they say every year, every so many years that the Constitution is supposed to be amended, which basically means rewritten and sculpted to match the times, right?
They do it
So
all the time.
here's the thing. They say they do, but all they're doing is adding in all of these different amendments and legislations and stuff like that because nothing of the legislations that they have right now actually match except for the slavery by punishment as a being duly convicted of a crime. That's about the only thing that you could really look and say that they following when it comes to the Constitution.
And for
Everything else they
my
make a
worldwide
legislation
listeners,
around that and then say, oh, it's part of the Constitution. No, the fuck it's not.
we
Like
have
we not to we as citizens, so-called citizens, because remember, people of color are not classified as citizens of the United States, but they say we are citizens. We're not supposed to be paying taxes on anything we buy, our homes, our
that's
cars.
true. That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Right? The businesses are the ones that's supposed to be paying the taxes because they're businesses. Okay, so in retrospect, when you look at it, how do the businesses pay their taxes? They already have a set price for their product. They inflate that price by X amount of dollars or X amount of cents, and then that pays off the taxes. But then you turn around, go to the store, buy that same product that's worth probably 40, 50 bucks as a wholesale price from a store that inflated that $40 to $120, then you got to pay taxes on top of that. Now, if you notice, you starting to pay taxes for stuff that you weren't paying taxes on before because you could order stuff offline and not have to pay taxes. Now you order stuff offline, now you got to pay taxes.
It's all
Cell
right.
phone
So
bill.
I see what you're saying
It's
about the
all
taxes.
it's a long list of shit.
That's kind of like another topic, but like silent
It is.
put
I
in the
drew it up
chat
for a
or
second.
whatever. It's like what you think about being forced to work because that's what they've been doing to people when you go to jail. You in there working labor like you just imagine the I'm glad I'm saying Angola because they got an article I'm gonna show y'all with a dude that actually says that he think that this is good and that you know I guess you should vote for it. You know what I'm saying? like
It's
basically
mixed.
saying like he ain't won't go to jail or whatever. He did 5 years out there. And you could just imagine if he was on Angola camp for 5 years, he did hard labor. Cause they usually grow their own food, all that type of shit, or whatever. For people that don't know, if they don't grow food, they don't eat that type of shit. That's what happens in those type of prisons when you in them type of situations. Well, I wanted to say too, the other states is Alabama, Tennessee, Vermont, and Oregon. That's crazy. Oregon? What the fuck?
Now
Now
look,
that one, Oregon fucked me up though. That one fucked me up.
Yeah, they say they got some good trees out there in Oregon too.
Yeah, that's why they fucked me up. Like that's I heard it's
so
the cheapest out there too.
if you look at it, how many brothers you know right now sitting in OPP that ain't been to court, ain't been found guilty of a crime, but they out there doing the involuntary servitude thing?
Oh, I know. I be seeing them on the side of the interstate picking up trash.
Right. That's involuntary servitude.
Then
So
you gotta
what?
think about it like this: the money, the shit that they say the money they do make, right? You know how much a pack of noodles or some shit like that costing that motherfucker?
Yeah.
No, because but look, Peter, be honest with you, not in that instance that can't be involuntary because you went to court and was, you know what I'm saying?
Well, in no,
They you
they tell
agreed
you
to
they
do
them motherfuckers
community
form.
service.
They make a selection. Just say like, I don't know if they still do it this way, but I know at one point them
I
motherfuckers
think
just
they're
like
trying to turn it up.
literally
Mhm.
Ooh,
used
this a good
to
one. This a good one.
they
Oh, go
they
ahead.
they literally pick out a whole set of people, right? And they say, all right, come on, y'all. Today work day. Y'all going out there do some work. Now, mind you, like I say, none of these dudes been found guilty of no crime. Yet, if one of them or any of them say, man, I'm not going out there. I ain't got to go do that. Them dudes gonna get punched. They're gonna get thrown in a hole or some other kind of bullshit gonna come their way. When in all actuality and retrospect of the matter, them dudes don't have to go out there to do that. And I think that's what the big topic about the involuntary servitude is coming up for, because we have brothers that sitting in jail that have not been convicted of a crime being made to go work, and they've never been found guilty of a crime. Now, they had one brother that said you do that as a way of maybe getting some time cut off a sentence, or it help pay your bond or whatever like that. But look at it like this here: if you're in jail and you're working, you're not getting paid like an hourly employee on the outside. You getting paid like 20 cents an hour, while the jail making $200-300 just for you for that day. You see what I'm saying? Whereas that same $200-300 that the jail making
Son,
could
20
be
cent,
used to
20
pay
cent
your
is
bond.
high. That's not, it's nowhere near 20 cents, son. That's high.
Oh no, they got an article where it's I'm telling you, they got an article out there. I can't remember where I saw
Yeah,
it
we
at. I
talking
just
no
read it,
money.
but
We
they
talking,
not
you know what I'm
getting
saying,
paid
just
what they
work.
supposed to be getting paid doing that shit.
Of course, they've been. That's what I'm saying. Now they're putting. It's been going on. That's what I'm saying. The fuck shit been going on. Now. That's the whole point, right? The fuck shit, Chop trying to, finish with, what he's saying is basically fuck shit because now they're able to try to now sneak it into black and white, and nobody's not really understanding what has been already going on, what already exists that we've been fighting for. Now they're pushing even more. They upgrading on the shit. They trying to get, you know what I'm saying, like everything for free. Ain't no sense, ain't no dot, no nothing. Nothing now. You know what I'm saying? It's straight you from the state. You working for as if it's a rap on your head. You know what I'm saying? No whatever. I think a part of that is already I think a part of it is already being too fucking greedy, y'all. Like y'all really
Yeah,
too fucking greedy, bro. Did y'all see some of the state that these prisons in? As far as medical, the fucking the facility and everything, like that shit old as fuck, like the floods and all that shit in certain prisons and shit, like come on, man. And all this shit is private. These are private company prisons, yo.
These
yeah.
people, and guess what? Angola, all the people stay on
Shit.
the damn, them people stay there. They don't leave, they stay on the compound. That's how much space they got out there. The warden
Not the rent
stays
though, Chop. Go
there.
ahead though. Finish it. Yeah,
No,
bro.
you
My bad.
good,
Go
you
ahead.
good, you good, you good. All I was gonna say is, all right, y'all see how it tied together. We got the guy, Curtis Ray Davis. He says that let me go to the article so I can read it. He said this is the crown jewel of criminal justice reform, said Curtis Davis II, who served 25 years for second degree murder in the Louisiana State Penitentiary, known as Angola. Now, one of the crimes that they say in Chicago, they say they wiping off the, you basically don't have to pay a cash fine. Is second
Yeah,
degree
yeah.
murder. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. That's why I say this was good. But and is campaigning for the amendment in Louisiana following his experiences in incarceration. Most people believed it was impossible to get the amendment on the ballot in Louisiana. But Louisiana and America should not be in the business of legalized slavery, he said in an interview. The 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1865, abolished slavery and involuntary servitude in the United States, except as punishment for someone convicted of a crime. The
Wow,
exception,
there it is.
the exception clause loophole led to repressive 19th century laws in the South known as black codes that allowed authorities to incarcerate black people for petty crimes such as
Vagrancy.
vagrancy and then force them to work. Black code were a precursor,
Precursor,
damn,
yeah.
precursor to the Jim Crow's laws outlawed by the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We want to remove offensive language and provide protection for citizens from slavery and involuntary servitude. Matt Parthos, co-director of state operations of the Abolish Slavery Network, National Network, and co-host of a weekly online radio program, Abolish Today, said in a interview. So it's people that's out there that's talking about it, about 20 states. Okay, this is another interesting fact right quick. It's about 20 states constitutions have exception clause that allow either slavery or involuntary servitude as punishment for crime. Vermont prides itself on being the first in the nation to ban slavery in 1777, but its constitution allows involuntary servitude in certain circumstances, such as to pay debt, damage, fine, or other costs. See, that's that what we would say pencil whipping. That's what Vermont was doing. They pencil whipped the fuck out you.
Like the other
That's
13 colonists.
That's crazy as hell. The bitches been said in 1777 that they wasn't fucking with the slavery. But you mean to tell me that y'all gotta change? It's 2022, nigga. Like, and now y'all finally changing some shit that y'all been say. So y'all been making money off of involuntary servitude since 1777 legally.
Boy, I wish I had
Again,
I was saying, wish I had a button right now, boy. I pressed the piss out there. I don't know what sound gonna come out that motherfucking choppy. I'm even mad at that moment.
That shit crazy.
again, that's what I'm talking about, though. They coded up the word, switched a few little things around, and next thing you know, you got involuntary servitude in the legal way. Oh well, it's not slavery if they're being punished as a crime, but we'll create these laws that we could just keep locking black motherfuckers up for and
Not
make them
only
work.
that though, the think about the atmosphere in the area that they working in, the working environment, right? How bad is the working environment that you have these people into? If you trying to smooth words off, you trying to smooth words off. This shit these fucked up situations been going on. So what? By you saying this now, what's going to change that hasn't already been fucked up? And does it benefit anybody? Excuse me, you even presenting this now. Who does this benefit? Excuse me, that's what I meant
It
to ask.
benefits
Who
the
does this
investors
benefit?
most of all. And the investors want benefacting the fucking politicians who pass the laws.
The fact of it is means that we need to put a flame to all that shit. They need to take all them books and burn all them bitches and just start from scratch. Straight up. That's what they
I'm
need
not
to
a
do.
slave. I'm an involuntary servitude person. Boy, you play too much. You know what you is, my brother? You are a prisoner of war, my
Oh
brother. That's what
man,
I've
get
been
the
trying to
fuck
tell you.
out of
This is
here, man.
America. You are a prisoner of
It's
war, my brother.
tripping, man.
You
Come
ain't
on,
never
man.
been a slave. You have never been from Slavic lands, my brother. You come from here, brother. They have been warring with you since your people been here fighting for this motherfucker as long as anybody could remember,
You
my
heard
nigga.
what your boy said on motherfucking life. You heard exactly what he said on his on life. Governor want this here ditch, Doug, by sundown. And niggas was in there fighting for cornbread. Come on, man. Take that shit out of here, man. Y'all supposed to burn the whole book.
big,
Just
big smoke, y'all.
for real, son. Like, come on, son. Like, it's certain things that they put in your face now that you know this. You think about it, like, come on, man. How the fuck you making Claude and Ray work that fucking hard, man? Them dudes got just locked them dudes clean up. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. That's
Hmm.
that shit
Blood,
crazy.
blood on their shirt. Yeah, that's a good point. Blood on their
Just,
shirt.
just lock them dudes clean up. Fuck it. We got it for something. Shit, we need this road built. Fuck that.
Not knowing something that already happened, and they need to take the fall for it because of y'all dirty shit. See,
Come on, man.
don't it make sense?
Yeah, son. They make buku
Yeah,
sense.
I'm with you,
They make
player. I'm
buku
with you,
sense,
though.
bro.
I'm with you, though.
They got this shit. I'm showing you in black and white that these people is right there. You can see
Trying
these
to,
schemes.
yeah, they
It
blending.
ain't hitting. Well, it is hitting. You just gotta,
They not hiding it. We gotta pay attention, child. They not
yeah.
look. That's what I get
Shit.
what you're saying, though. You gotta tell them, though. We can't
Bro,
hold their hand no more, child.
you gotta pay
We can't hold
attention,
their
bro.
hands.
Yeah, this shit right here,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Ain't no
That's why
way
we made the podcast, y'all, man.
you
We
could
this.
Google anything, bro. I just everything I found
It's
today,
not a
I
weed
found on
strand
Google, bro.
podcast. It's
I
real
didn't
talk
find
around
that
here.
shit. I didn't go nowhere to no none of that shit. I had to go to no library, nothing. I Googled it. Stop being fucking lazy. If Lizzo fucking titty pop out, you gonna Google it. Y'all gonna be
Thank
looking
you.
for
It
that
ain't my
shit.
fault. It ain't my fault. You trying to get loose, huh?
You gonna find that shit. You gonna find
It
a
ain't my
Kevin there
fault.
at that
You trying
nigga
to
ass.
get loose.
Man, come on, man. You gotta look this real shit up. We got an election coming in November. And you know, I gotta go through these other bills. I gotta see what else they're trying to pass. But you know, that was very informational, bro. Like that's you could take that and run with it. They doing the same thing across the state. Vermont slick ass. That's crazy. Like them bitches say they pride themselves on being the first state to ban slavery in the nation. But you the first motherfuckers to say, "Oh, all right, I'm gonna ban slavery, but if you fuck up, I could just lock you up and make you, go do the work that the slaves was doing." Involuntary fucking I said man, I was about to say manslaughter, motherfucking involuntary fucking servitude. Fuck, man.
That the type of shit that was happening to the involuntary servitude persons.
Exactly. Fuck.
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Exactly. Fuck. Fuck out of here. How you gonna call me? I ain't a slave. I'm an involuntary servitude person. Bitch, fuck you then. I ain't gotta do this shit then. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna be saying in your head. But it makes sense, even if we go all the way down the line. I know we ain't got enough time to go through all that, with the white people being slaves and shit
What's
or
up?
whatever. But based on this legislation, you can see that white people were slaves too, because when you did a crime, your dumb ass went to jail for the crime you did. So they had white slaves too. It's right there. I mean, if you think about it like that, but I'm tired of teaching tonight. I'm just, I'm rolling with it.
Oh no, they got a couple of books they could go check out. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You're
I see
right,
they
bro.
could go.
White Cargo is a good
Come
one.
on, man. Because look, they
Just to
don't
get.
say nothing about no goddamn race in the motherfucking amendments and shit. All it basically says is, if you do something, I can send your ass to jail, and then I could use you to do the works that the slave was doing. It don't put it. It don't just say for so-called black people or African Americans or motherfucking none of that. You don't see none of that shit in there. I ain't said African American till just now. The last 2 times. I just said it twice. I ain't read that shit not one time. I ain't said that shit. Or nigga. I ain't said none of that. I know you don't, Siri. Thank you. But yeah, man, I'm pretty much done, bro. I don't know. I just hope I help somebody tonight or whatever, because that shit is crazy, and it just proves a lot. 1865, we ain't talking about too long ago, bro. That wasn't too long ago, I guess.
Popes are still doing paper bulls and shit.
Yeah, come on, man. That wasn't too long ago, bro.
Popes are still, putting executive orders out on whole countries. But
Exactly.
that's
So
for another
basically, look,
conversation.
if you did a crime, right? Because we didn't even talk about the indentured servants. We didn't even go down that route or whatever. Legally, they could call your ass an indentured servant if you was involuntary servitude or whatever, because they ain't no word for it. So I'm guessing that it's indentured servant.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
the sharecropping as well is another word that go with all that too.
Yeah, yeah, because like I say,
Hmm.
brother, dudes in
That's them
Angola, bro,
blend words.
these dudes
Yeah,
is growing fruits and vegetables and shit. They like, no, man, that's
sharecropping with the
crazy.
lands and shit. And
And you gotta think about it. If you in
yeah,
jail, you jumping on going to build a road or some shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. You gonna sit inside all day, P. Dot? You ain't gonna jump in that fucking van and go build a road
You
to get
asking
out that
me that?
motherfucker? Hell, I mean, I don't have to ask you that because I know what your answer gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I do get it. Like if it was a choice, you see what I'm saying? Because you're offering me time out of this building to go get fresh air, sunlight, work. A little physical fitness come into play because some of that shit they be having them dudes doing, you got to be physically fit to fucking do. So if you offer it as a choice, but to make me do it, like, hey, get out your rack, go get in that line, and you going out there and go dig trenches to dig. No, nigga, you got me fucked up. I ain't got but a couple of days left in this bitch. You going in the hole. You feel me?
boy, they
That
gonna
that
hit
I
you on
think
your
that's
back
what
with
they're
that
talking
whip.
about with that shit though, bro. Cause a lot of different shit goes into play with that shit,
What's your
bro. Like,
name, boy? Toby. Bitch, ain't nobody about to say their name Toby, man. Get the fuck out of here. You can't say Toby after getting slapped on your fucking back like that with your dumb
Boy,
ass.
the gun
You
butt in your
sure,
head. You
man.
talking
Like I
about you
said,
ain't about to
man,
dig
chill
that
out,
ditch.
man. Roots
Hey,
happen
boss,
around
he ain't over here working.
Roots ain't happen around I mean, damn, so wait. 1777. So when Roots happened? That shit must have happened in like the
Man,
1600s or something, huh?
that's what if we do a fire
God
timeline
damn,
tap, I'm telling you, this shit'll
I'm
be
not about to
crazy, bro.
keep
I'm telling you.
teaching y'all
I
nothing.
would just
Y'all
say,
tripping.
baby, hey, boss, he ain't working. Man, you gonna have all that bitch ass shit on the line, man. I'm telling you, niggas start indentured servitude
Man,
again. Let
y'all
these niggas start
tripping, man. Come on,
involuntary and
man.
servitude
You
again.
gotta just put that
These
shit
niggas gonna
together,
be
man.
doing all that shit, just like you said earlier on some life shit.
Come on,
You
man.
gonna have
The fuck
you gonna
out
have
of here,
niggas hating
bro.
on the line and everything. Niggas that can't count and all type of shit, man.
I should play the clip
Hopping
where
by biscuit.
what they said, 1865 slavery.
All they gonna be on the line
We had
in
police
20.
officers in New Orleans in 1865 that was so called black. Like, come on, man, that shit happened that fast. Like, y'all got to stop. Don't make me play the clip, cause I can. Like, that shit is retarded. Like, they gotta stop lying, bro. We just gotta pay attention to the fucking the signs, bro. Like, stop being so fucking naive, bro. We got these phones and all this electronic shit, bro. We can find out shit in a heartbeat, bro. Like, that shit ain't gonna take long. You confused about something? Tell the phone what you want. That bitch gonna give you an answer. Siri been trying to talk to me all fucking day. Just cause I got this pad right here. The bitch don't want to shut up. Just keep on interrupting me. She a rude bitch. Just keep on blurting in this shit. Like, bitch, I ain't asked you no questions. But that just let you know how they really be listening to a nigga too, so. But you be listening, dog.
Oh yeah, that's a whole fact, dog. Big smoke, like I was saying, but that shit gonna go right past your ears, people. So hey, it ain't like we ain't talk about it. So when y'all hear them little freaky little words and shit, and y'all hear those
Go look
little
that shit up, nigga.
slide
All that
comments and
shit.
shit, go look it up. That's right.
Fucking dictionaries. All them shits, man. Use that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
To your foot. I mean, that's how we were taught to look shit up, bro. It's not dumb to not know nothing. It's dumb not to find out the answer, my brother.
Final words, chop check.
I think I just said them.
Okay. P Dot, what you got for me, player?
Oh, read between the lines, people. Always check your word. And just if you don't know, ask somebody. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard. Stop
Right,
being ashamed.
ain't
You
no
know,
dummy, man.
because the stuff that they putting on the books right now is coming into fruition only because we don't have the people standing up and reading what they're voting for. So my biggest thing right now, my final word is just start doing a little more research into what you're voting on.
Chop check. Just to go back to you, brother. Anything else about any of the other segments too? You want to give final words?
I like how everything kind of tied it together, and as we see, the only person that didn't get caught up in that jail ring was that fucking white boy, which is our first topic. That shit he ain't get caught up with no jail. He had enough money and he paid that shit off. Cause if your girl had money, she wouldn't go to jail. If the niggas that was going to jail had money, they wouldn't go to jail. You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why it's like it's a big lose situation if you look at it like that. And even if you got money, I mean, depending on your crimes, you ain't getting out. Look at Young Thug. I know he got bread. You ain't get out that fucking place yet. I mean, I'm praying for you, dog. Like, bro, I might have to go listen to some of your early music and shit before you started wearing dresses and shit. So, cause yeah. But other than that, I feel like that's really fucking immorally fucked up that they really use rape kits to find criminals. Like, y'all bitches is sick. Like, y'all owe me around, bitch. Like, real shit. Just like Stephen A. Smith. You know, like, that's crazy, bro. That owe me around for that shit, bro. I'm gonna get the little ding, 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 and all that shit, you know, so y'all can
Give
hear
me
the shit.
some neck.
And all that, bro. All that's gonna happen. Y'all gonna be like, this nigga got the whole boxing match thing pulled up for y'all ass. I'm gonna get it popping, don't trip. But yeah, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Cause that's
Hash, how about we do a hashtag for a hashtag pay the lady her money?
yeah, man, like do that shit, bro. Pay her money. How the fuck y'all
Yeah,
use the great kits to fucking incriminate people?
yeah, that's something we definitely gonna have to keep a little track on up
Right.
to update the people on that. See how far that lawsuit goes, because when we dealing with these creeps and these slime balls and these snakes, y'all know how they can spend stuff. So
Mhm.
that being said, my last little statement, Salva, you've been down bad for over 17 years, dog. You admitted it. You said you was you said you was sorry, bro. If you felt like you did this and did that, but you ain't say it like that. You said you was sorry for doing the shit. And that I made it uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad when people want to decide to ban you. Straight up. Because that's the dirty game you playing in. When it was other people of other races, it was turned to a blind eye when they was doing wrong. But now when you get caught with something, now you want everybody to sympathize with you. People of non-melanated cultures, it don't go like that, okay? It's called the law. It's called y'all own uh words and y'all own, you know what I'm saying, things that y'all put in place for the NBA and how it's supposed to be rocking. And even when you're dealing with all these melanated people, you can't constantly think this type of behavior is okay and then try to shake it off like it's all good. If you ain't been raised around them people like that, you can't talk like that, bro. Straight up. That's how it go.
Big
You can't
old
talk.
fact.
You can't do it. Straight up. You ain't been raised around the people. You ain't hustled on the same block. You ain't shot out with nobody. You ain't been that man best friend for his whole life and all that. Man, shut the fuck up, man. You pay the people to do a job. Act fucking professional. Cause your bitch ass just spending money that you know you're supposed to be giving them people anyway. That WNBA been starving, and y'all motherfuckers got all that money. Y'all be owning both teams and all that bitch ass shit, and then won't cry
Got
about
10
something.
million
Stephen
on
A.
hand.
Yeah, it's Stephen A. with your like my people said earlier, DD504 with your half head ass. You get your hair cut in quarters. The fuck wrong with you, man?
That
You talking
nigga's
about it's gonna be
stupid.
hard to press. It's gonna be hard to press. It's gonna be hard to put it on it.
Turkey bacon
Get your
like
dumb
this.
ass on with that
Niggas
shit.
still hoes look like turkey bacon. Man, that's fucked up, dog.
And with the
But
rape thing,
him,
man, that's with the allegation, bro, that's crazy too. Like I was saying, I agree with both of y'all on that one. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like how they use it for certain things. And was this girl black or white? I still didn't see a picture of her. So that would make a lot of sense to me too if I go back into the case. You know what I'm saying? And as far as this indentured servitude, man, we just need to really pay attention to that, y'all, for real. Because laws is fucked up if they go in if they're not in your favor.
Right.
Shit fucked up if it ain't in your favor. And if it don't look right, y'all, don't put your name on it, man. Stop putting your name on shit that y'all don't agree with. That's all. You can fuck with a person, you could be cool with a person, but you don't have to agree with everything, especially with their policies and their political views, okay? Because remember, these things have to go into place for you and your people after you. So yeah, people pay attention, man. Big Smoke. We in the building, fellas. Man, look. With that being said, man, this is Silent Child 17.
P360 in the building.
Top tracks in the building, man.
Man, and we out, man. Hope we smoked y'all out for the night.
For sure, bro. Be politically correct and don't be scared to look up shit. Don't nobody know you couldn't say that word, nigga. I couldn't say a whole bunch of words on this bitch. But it is what it is.